Welcome to your second video on this React series. So today we're covering components and state. So let's look at an example of components. So this nearby is a component, this euro is also a component, this is a component, this is a component, this is also a component. So what are components exactly? So components, these are break the UI of your deck or of your website or app into small chunks and lets you design each of them separately and then finally join them together into one app. So this is why React gained so much popularity very soon. So we have two types of two types of components. We have class-based components and also a function-based components. And in the production environment, you are likely to find class-based components, and so you must know how to convert class-based components into function-based components. So this is an example of a class-based component with a class keyword and exchange, and also with the render method. And this is an example of a function-based component, which will return some JSX right here. So with that out of the way, let us jump right into the code. So I want you to hit Control J and then cd into correctory directory, like mine is lesson1. And then after that, as usual, I want you to say npx create react app, like this. Then you can run the command. I'm not going to do that because I've already generated the boilerplate code. And then npm start your project, right? Yeah, as simple as that. After starting your project, I want you to do the cleanup process. So now I can actually, so the cleanup process will be deleting unnecessary file. So here I'm going to delete the test.js to test. We're also going to delete the logo, and also with this one, these three files, we don't need them, like this. So you're going to get an error like this one. So don't worry, we're going to correcting that error right now. So why the reason why it is complaining, because of this logo. So we're going to delete this line, and also we're going to remove everything inside the div in your app.js, like this. And let us put an h1 column, which is just saying let's learn components and state, like this. If you refresh it, should show this yeah. So we want to know exactly what it is. So this app.js is an example of a component. So if you go to this component, is being rendered in here. So this is the component app.js. So we're going to have our own other component that we are going to be using, right? So we're going to create a product component. So let's say product.js, like this. So there's a snip extension that I want you to download. Let's see the extension. So this is the extension I want you to download: ES7 React Redux Graphical JS snippets, right? So you need to have that installed in your machine, right? So let me close this. So using that snippet, you can say rfce. So it will give us a function based component. So you can see this keyword function product. So I think I need to go back and rename my product. I need to rename that because it will end up giving us errors, so we need to avoid such kind of mistakes next time. RFCE, yeah. So this is an example for a function. So we have the function keyword. This is the name of our component. So usually components, you must use capital letters when naming your components, right? So it is returning this JSX, which are with at the top level will be having this div, and then we are exporting that component so that we can render it or use it in other components. So in our product components, a product can have a product can have a price, a title, an image, a company name. So we are going to come here and say we are going to have our product title. So the title is going to be a separate component, so it's title.js like this. So we're going to be saying RFCE again, so this is another component. So here what we want is the title. So a title can have an h4. Let's have the h4. So let's say this is an iPhone. Let's say it's an iPhone 11. That will be the title of our product. And let's also have the price component, price.js. So we're going to have RFCE. So let's have a p tag for the price. So let's have the iPhone is to cost you 500 US dollars. So this will be the price of the let's have the Kanban. .js. So we use again RFCE to create that component, and then here what we need to have is it a p tag or an h. Let's have an h4. If h4 is better here, so we say Apple Zimbabwe, like this. So what are you saying on this? Nothing. There's nothing happening. So what we need to do is to let's remove this h1, and we can go to our product now. So what we need for the product first is let's render now this title. We need to now render the title component, and then we can import it. Import title from title like this, and then also let's render the price component. So we can have also the price component, and it is already automatically imported. Let's import it again. Import price from from price like this. Let's also import the Kanban. Let's import Kanban from Kanban like this, and let's get the Kanban here. Let's render the Kanban here. So, but still there's nothing. Why? So we need to now render our product here, and let's see. You can see product is not defined. Why? Because we have not yet imported it. So import product from product like this. So you're going to see some amazing stuff happening. Don't worry, these are not errors. So look at this. This is a component, this is a component, this is a component. So I think this is amazing. So, and we can have as many products as we want. Look at this, see this. H3. This one to the next year. We can render as many products as we want. So I can come here and say products. See the next product, and then this is the was. So how can we customize this to make them different products? This is what we are going to learn in our next lesson, where we are going to be talking about props. So this was a basic introduction on components. So now what I need us to look at, so let's do a recap on components so that you can see what we're talking about. Let's go to price. So you see this, we import React from React, and then we have this function, then price, and then we are returning. So whatever we are returning here, this is our JavaScript, and we can actually have let's say let price be equals to 500 like this. And so how can I write this? Because if I write this variable like this, it is going to just say price. So whenever we want to write JavaScript inside React, we need to put this curly braces like this, so price, and then it is going to say 500. So I can put my dollar here like this. So let's say now we want to dynamically change this variable. How do we do that? So we need to talk about state. Whenever we are talking about we need to be able to dynamically change our variables. How do we do that in React? So now let's look at state. But before we talk about state, we need to understand what code works. So let's look at hooks. So what is a hook? Hooks are the new addition in React 16.8. Hooks are functions that allow us to use state lifecycle method like component should update, component did mount, component did an amount, component were an amount. Those are lifecycle methods which were available in class-based components, and other React features in functional component without writing class components. Advantages of hooks: they are simple functions, easy to implement, more lightweight than classes, easy to test, build custom hooks, and many more. I love hooks. I love hooks so much. Built-in hooks, these are not all of them, but these are the most common: use state, use effect, use context, use reducer, use memo, use state. So today we are going to be talking about use state. This is so important. Please listen very carefully, for what we're about to learn is very important, right? So the state hook is used to add state functionality inside the functional component. Use state, so these are just functions. The hooks are functions, remember that. helps us to create state variables inside a functional component. Inside a functional component. Take the note of that. Inside functional component. Hooks are only used within functional components. The code snippet in the next carousel shows how useState is used to update the state. Remember, we want to be able to update this price variable, and how are we going to do that? So listen carefully. So remember, this is just a functional component, and we're import react here, and then we import also the use state. This is destructuring they've destructured the object react to get the use data hook, and then the function called yellow out, and they are taking props. This is const. So these are how we define our use state. So this is our variable, and this is like a setter function which we use when we want to update this count variable. And we are here we pass an initial value, and the initial value can be any data type. It can be an object, it can be an array, it can be a string, it can be a number. So we are going to learn how to use the use state to work with arrays, with the strings, with numbers, with the objects. So here now we are return our JSX. This is the count variable, which initially it will be 0, but after clicking the button it will what? It will update. So now let's jump into the code now and code. So okay, so let's go to the price. So I want to be able to update this, so let's remove this. Let's just say price here, and we are going to say const. So remember, there are few rules when dealing with hooks. They must be defined at the top level of your function, like where I'm about to define it, and they must not be used inside conditions and inside loops. Take note of that. So we have const, I have price, then I will say set price equals to use state, and then we pass our initial 0. Let's say the price, we want the price to be initially to be 500, or let's make it 100 promotion price. And then now let's destructure and import the use state hook from React like this. So initially you are going to see our price is 100. So I want to make a button which will enable us to, let's make a button, let's make this button, and then new price. This button called new price like this, and let's define another function. Let's say an arrow function const change. So this is how we write arrow functions in React. And so we are going to say set price, then we say price plus 1. So now let's add an on click here. On click, when the button is clicked, then we want to change the price. Let's call the function. See, it's actually increasing. So let's say we want to increase it plus price plus 100. So let's see. So initially it is going to be 100. Now it's increasing. It's increasing. It's increasing. It's increasing. Right. So these are awesome. So this is so amazing. Let's have another useState. Let's have another function. So you see where I'm defining all my functions. Decrement price equals this arrow function, and then we are going to update the price. So we are going to also say price arrow function and inline function price minus 100, like this. And we are going to have another button. Let's have another button, and on this button we say decrease price. So on click we should run the decrease price function. So now everything is connected, so we should update right here. Oh, it's decrement, not decrease, decrement price. So this is how we use state with numbers. Now we want to look at how we use state with the strings. So with the strings, what can we do with strings? Let me do something. Let's go to our components. With the title, yeah, let's go to title. So we are also going to be first thing is to import our state. Let's import our useState like this, and we are going to dynamically now update the title. So let's say const title, and we're also going to set our setter function, which we will use to update this title. So we will say set title is equals to useState, then let's just pass an empty string, or we can say initially to be iPhone 4. So here we pass our dynamic value, which will be title, and this is going to be iPhone 4. So now we want to be able to update the iPhone 4. So let's have a button. So on click, when this button is clicked, what do we want to do? We want to run a change phone. a change font function, and this is going to give an error, change font is not defined. So we need to go up here and define our const change font, an arrow function, and we are going to do this set title. We want to update it based on the prev value, so we are just going to say title it should be let's just say set title it will be iPhone 12. So when this button is clicked, it should be your new phone iPhone 12. So this is how we can use useState with strings. So now we want to see how we can use useState with arrays. So now I want you to pay attention. Right now we are about to do something very crucial. So let me just delete this. So we're deleting our price. Let's delete also this price and the title, and we are going to our products. Product, not this one. So we are also going to delete these things like this. Let's save our useState const product, then set we want to see how we can use useState with arrays. So product, set product is equals to useState it's an empty array like this, and we can destructure our useState above here, useState like this. So what we want to do is what did I do? So we want to say const we want to define a function called add products. Const add products. It's going to be an arrow function again like this, and it's going to have a set product it should be products, and products it should be products. He made a mistake, it should be products. So products is remember it's a function again. So what we want to do is, so remember this is called spreading. We're spreading whatever will be inside our, and we want to pass in an object that have a key. So the key will be equals to product dot length, product.length, like this, and the value will be equals to maths dot flow, say method. So then maths dot random, the method again, then times 10 plus 1. Let's see what we want to do, and then it is going to return this JSX. So pay attention for what is about to happen. It's super amazing. So we are saying we use the method called map product.map, and this takes in a callback function. It will take in a callback function. So and then we are saying product, right, like this, and then this was supposed to be inside here. So product.map this map should take in a so product, and then .map then let's return some JSX like this, so that we can alright, products. Let's see here, UI it should not be like this. Let's see how we do this thing. Yeah, I know what's happening. I know what's happening right here. It's just some silly things happening inside here, but let's fix that problem. So we are going to have some JSX inside here, because whenever we want to write JavaScript within React, we need to include this. So that's why we need to say product dot map, then we'll pass in the product. Then after that this is an arrow function, but it will be returning some JSX list. So we are going to be saying some JSX. Again, we say the key is, and then whenever we want to write the JavaScript, so we're going to say product dot key like this. Product is not defined. Let's see. Okay. Let's see where is the problem. The price is product dot value. Alright, I see the problem. Yeah, say the error is gone. Yo, coding is amazing. Alright. So now what we want to do is we want to add a button. Let's add a button. Let's add a button. So this button is called view your products. View your products like this. So we want to, it should update, it should give me this. Is it not no longer? So on click this function should run add products like this, right? So let's see what's happening, why the button is not showing. Let's go to app.js. Alright, let's remove this and let's render the product. And she's working super amazing, right? You see that what's happening there? Are you seeing what is happening? I hope you are observing what's happening. But when we refresh it, you see it is nothing. But let's pass in something here. Let's say we are passing the object with a key. Let's say our key is 3, and let's say our value is 300 initial. Let's say this is our initial value. You see, if key is 3, the price is, but we can still update it like this. So what is happening here? What is happening is what I am about to explain, so pay attention. So before I do that, let's check what is happening in the console. So we can say console. So this is the best way to debug your code in JavaScript or in React. We want to see what is happening in the console. So let's say inspect console. I don't know what's happening here. Okay, no problem. Let's leave the console for now. Let's do this. Is it actually? So initially, so this is the const add products function. It's an arrow function, and this is set products from our useState, which we are using to update the state of products. So initially our product is an empty array, and you know that the length of an array is it's zero based. So initially that's why you see our key is equal to the length of our array. So initially our array will be what? The length will be 0, and then here the price is saying 1 2 3 4 5 7. I don't know why it's not doing random numbers. Math.flow, math.random. Why is it not doing random numbers? I want, yeah, now random numbers are coming out, so I don't know what was happening. So the spread operator, we are going to learn more about it in our next tutorial, so don't worry about it for now. But what it does, it allows us to add the new state to to the current state without overriding the initial state. So that's what it does. And here we are displaying our data in an ordered list. And on the button, whenever the button is clicked, the add product function is fired off. So that's what basically is happening here. So we are going to conclude this lesson with this amazing amazing so how data flows in a react um, component. So pay attention how data flows in a react component. How data flows in a react component. So let's say we have a database. You are going to assume that we have this database. This is your database, and this is your state. So state is just like a temporary database in React, and then this is your React component. So let me label them. Now I'm going to say, let's say this is Firebase DB, and this is your React product component. And here this is your state. Oh, okay. Let's just go back to the home. So when data is coming from your, there's a lot that need to be. So this is DB, your database. This is your state, and this is your product component, because we need to know. So let's go right here and see exactly what happens. So when we have our data, we have let's say we have our products in DB, and so what we need to do is our products move from DB to state, and then from state they are displayed to the component. So maybe we'll be having a product component here. This will be a product component, and it's product dot js, which will be here, and maybe the title, you saved your product image in the database, so then you come and save them in the state, and then from the state to product component. So this is how data flows in a React component. So that's it for this tutorial. If you find this tutorial helpful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe.